They believed their empire would last forever. Every generation does. They looked at their cities, their armies, their wealth, their technology, and thought collapse was something that happened to others. But history is cruelly consistent. Empires do not fall in one night. They rot slowly, while celebrating their own greatness. At their height, great empires feel untouchable. Borders stretch farther than ever. Trade flows endlessly. Enemies seem distant and manageable. And that is when the danger begins. Because power changes priorities. Strength becomes comfort. Victory becomes entitlement. And entitlement becomes blindness. The first cracks never look like disasters. They look like minor problems. A little corruption here, a little debt there, a law bent, a warning ignored. Leaders stop fixing systems and start protecting status. They don't ask, what will save the empire? They ask, what will keep me in power? Institutions meant to serve the people begin serving themselves. Courts favor friends. Jobs are sold. Truth becomes inconvenient. And the empire learns to lie with confidence. Armies grow large, but hollow. Soldiers are paid late. Training is shortened. Discipline becomes optional. Generals compete for influence, not victory. The empire still looks strong, but strength on the outside can hide weakness within. As borders expand, control weakens. Messages take longer to arrive. Orders arrive too late. Local governors grow powerful and loyal only to themselves. Meanwhile, the economy strains under its own weight. Taxes rise. Currency loses trust. The rich adapt. The poor endure. And endurance has limits. People feel something is wrong long before leaders admit it. They feel it in empty markets, in unsafe roads, in rising prices that never fall, in sons taken for wars that no longer make sense. But the empire reassures them. It always does. There are celebrations, parades, monuments, speeches about destiny and greatness. The empire points to its past victories and calls them proof of the future. History has heard these speeches before. Then comes the tipping point. Not a single battle, not a single invasion, a drought, a plague, a rebellion, a financial shock, a succession crisis, an enemy that senses weakness. Suddenly systems fail all at once. The army cannot respond fast enough. The treasury is empty. Supply lines break. Loyalty fractures. And the most terrifying part is this. The collapse is not dramatic at first. It is administrative. It is paperwork that stops working. It is laws that are no longer enforced. It is tomorrow becoming a promise nobody believes. What once took centuries to build collapses in years, sometimes months. Cities burn not because they were weak, but because they believed they were invincible. After the fall, survivors ask the same question every time. How did this happen? The answer is never simple, but it is always familiar. Empires fall when they stop listening, when they confuse power with permanence, when they treat citizens like resources instead of people, when they punish honesty and reward silence. Because an empire is not stone walls or golden crowns. It is trust. And trust, once broken, spreads like fire. Ruins remain, stones outlast pride, and future civilizations walk among the remains, convinced they will be different, convinced they are smarter, more modern, more stable. History does not punish ambition, it punishes arrogance. Every fallen empire thought it was advanced, thought it had mastered the world, thought it had learned from the past, until it became the past. So here's the real question. Not which empire fell, but what warning signs were ignored while everyone applauded. Because the fall of a great empire is never a mystery. It's a pattern, and the pattern always returns. And there is one final illusion every empire believes, that collapse is loud, that it comes with trumpets, banners falling, and a clear moment of defeat. But the truth is far quieter. Empires usually die while pretending everything is normal. Markets open, officials report to work, orders are still stamped and signed, but fewer people obey them. Faith disappears first. Faith in leadership, faith in justice, faith that tomorrow will be better than today. When people stop believing, force replaces trust, surveillance replaces loyalty, fear replaces unity, and fear is expensive. The empire spends more to control less, more soldiers, more laws, more punishments, more enemies created at home than abroad. Eventually, even the rulers feel trapped by the system they built. They inherit problems too large to solve and pretend they are temporary. They are not. The fall does not need a conqueror. It only needs time. Because once an empire forgets who it exists for, it begins to consume itself.